I want to ask you something today because this is what I hear all the time with our clients. Everything still in your business still comes back to them. Even when you have a team, even when you have processes, even when you've told people what to do. So why is it still you where it comes back to you? Because I know what that looks like. You delegate something and it comes right back with questions. You try to step away and someone needs your approval. You finally sit down to focus and you're like, okay, I'm going to actually get some work done. And you get pulled right back in. And the point, you start thinking, it's just faster if I do it myself. Why do I even have these people here? And that right there, that's the trap. That's not a team problem. It's not that people aren't capable. It's that you haven't it's not that you haven't trained them enough. It's that your business is still built around you at all decisions. And what I mean by this is we're going to break it down. And this is how it flowed in my firm. And I talked to so many accountants, and this is exactly how it's going. I've talked to business owners. This is exactly how it flows. Everything flows. They have a question, it goes to you. A decision goes to you. Approval goes to you. A problem, it goes to you. So even when you delegate, the work leaves, but the responsibility doesn't. And that's why many of you feel stuck. That's why you can't step away. That's why it feels like everything slows down without you. And I want to describe what this looks like in real life. And this is a real life situation that happened in my own accounting firm. I hired people because I was drowning in work. I had so much work to do and I did not know how I was going to get it done. But what happened was I had hired someone to take off this stuff off my plate. But then I gave it to her and it all came right back because I didn't give her everything that she needed to do it, because then all the questions started coming back. Well, how do you want me to do it? What does it look like? What does done look like? And just everything that you can possibly think of was questioned. So did it help get stuff off my plate? No. Because real delegation isn't about handing off tasks. It's removing yourself at the middle of every decision. So in my example where I gave my team member, when she said, well, how do you want this done? Well, that's a whole other story, because it was like, well, how do you think we need to get it done? And so then it came down to, because we are in such a high compliance field, well, I had to tell her the how, but I didn't want to have to tell her each time. And that's where it comes down to systems and processes. But this is what holds people from their business actually making this shift. And then they go back to, I'll just do it myself. And this is exactly what I'm going to be breaking down in my webinar next week. In theory, but it's not theory. It's what actually has to change if you don't want to be the one that everything comes back to. Because some of you may be watching this, maybe deciding, well, I'm all by myself. Well, that's fine. But then we're going to talk about, there's a who and there's a what that can happen. So who to delegate it to or what to delegate it to. So there's two components of this. And what we're going to walk through is why your team still needs you even when they shouldn't. I hear this over and over, and I hear it a lot with, well, I gave them everything they possibly needed. And I gave it to them to go prep month end or a tax return or whatever. But then it still comes back with only pieces of it done. So then what's actually missing in that process? And how to start pulling yourself out of the middle without everything falling apart. Because I don't know about you, but I didn't start a business to do all the work. And if you did, that's fine. But for a lot of you, you started your business, but now you're at this point where you've hit this ceiling. You can't move anymore. There are not enough hours in the day. And so that's what we're going to be looking at, is how do we start getting that stuff off of your plate? So if you have a team and if you've tried to delegate and you still feel like the absolute center of everything in your business, this is for you. And I'm going to drop the link below. So, and if you're serious about not repeating this cycle over and over, I want you to be in this room live, because working more isn't going to fix it. Training more isn't going to fix it. The structure is what's keeping you stuck. And once you see this, you absolutely cannot unsee it. So I hope you join me in that webinar. It is Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern on May the 5th, and I hope to see you there, and I'll drop the link below. Have a fantastic rest of your day.